Welcome back to Your Darts, where we learn to do dart checkouts in our head. So I want to continue with some more examples of how to use my rule of 40 formula to help make dart checkouts easier. Let's get to it. So I want to continue from where we left off in the previous video. So we're going to start with 130. So let's have a plan when we've got these big 3-digit numbers. There's no reason to get overawed by them. Let's have a plan. So we're throwing out treble 20 for our first dart. And when you have treble 20 for our first dart, we have to have a formula, my rule of 40 formula. You add 40 onto the last 2 digits of any 3-digit number, in this case 130. So you add it onto 30, it would reveal 70. So you've just revealed what I like to call the golden 44 number of 70. So if you've gone away and learned those 44 finishes, the essential 2-dart finishes, this is easy, right? You hit your treble, you've got 70, you know how to take out 70. Okay, this is why those finishes are so important to learn. Now you've got 2 darts left. Now there's other ways to take out 70 if you've got 3 darts, but this is 2 darts left, okay, very important. So you're gonna again go for treble 20 for double 5. Now I know double 5 is a bit of a rubbish double, but we go this way because if we miss treble 20, so this is what I like to call, what I've termed the miss rule, or practicing for the miss, we're going for treble 20, hit big 20, then it leaves 50 with 1 dart, and that would allow you to get a shot out of bullseye. That's why we go treble 20 double 5 for 70. Okay, when we have 2 darts, we'd go a different way if we had 3 darts. Okay, but yeah, so that's so far the way to approach 130. Now on our very first dart, I'm just going to clear this. On our very first dart, if we miss the treble 20 and hit big 20, so we've gone for your treble 20, you missed it, hit your big 20, just take 20 off 130, it leaves 110, and this is another reason why we go treble 20 for this, because it's left us with a second chance. 110 is an essential 2-dart finish list. Okay, it's a golden 44 number, and that's treble 20 for bullseye. All right, so let's just keep it really simple. So we're not thinking, oh, 130, let's learn it. You never learn 130. This is how I think about it. I'm not learning 130. I'm learning to take out 70. I'm learning to throw out treble 20 and taking out 70. But that's how to approach number 130. So to our next example, 131, big number, but we've got a plan. We're going to throw out treble 20, and the formula, we're adding 40 on to the last 2 digits, so 40 on to 31 would leave 71. That's our golden 44 number being revealed. Okay, and if we've gone away and learned it, we know how to take it out. Let's take out 71. 2 ways to take out 71 would be treble 17, which is 51 for double 10. That's how I would go, hitting the big 17. So this miss rule, missing the treble and hitting the big number, that's what I like to call the miss rule. It would leave 54. Okay, now the other way is if you like to finish on this side of the board and you have 71, you've got 2 darts left, you're going to go for treble 13, which is 39 for double 16. Hitting the big 13 would leave 58. All right, so really straightforward. I'm not learning 131. I'm learning to take out 71. That's why you need to know those finishers absolutely 100%, and then life gets a lot easier. Now on our very first dart, this miss rule, this practicing for the miss, we have to assume we may well miss treble 20, hit the big 20, take 20 off 131, leaves 111. And in my board management course, we're going to explore whether it's worth going treble 20, 19s, 18s, all these other big trebles. We can go for our first treble and our checkout routine and find out which is the best one for that number. I don't want to bore anyone on this one video, but this is just to show you how to take out 131 and the approach, and that you're not learning the big numbers per se as like I'm learning 131. You're learning to find your and reveal your golden 44 number, and those are the numbers you've got to learn. Okay, so really quite straightforward approach for number 131. So you were approaching 133. So again, let's have a plan. We're throwing treble 20 for our first dart, and the formula when we're throwing treble 20, we add 40 onto the last 2 digits. So I'm adding 40 onto 33. So I was going to leave a 70 number, so it's 73. So I've hit treble 20, I've revealed my golden 44 finish of 73. Okay, and the way to take out 73 is treble 19, which is 57 for double 8. Now this is where also just talk about the miss rule. We're going for treble 19. We may miss treble 19, hit the big 19. This is what I like to call the miss rule, assuming we'll hit the big number rather than the treble, and know what that will be. It will be 54, and you'd take out 54. So you just keep walking those down. Okay, but on our first start at treble 20 for 133, we may well hit big 20, right? very likely. So you would take 20 off 133, and 20 off 133 is 113. Okay, you've got 113 left after hitting big 20 for your first dart, and then you've got 113 to take out with 2 darts. So you can't take it out, but you can set it up, and you're going to start throwing at treble 19 for that. But I have taught you that in previous videos. I don't want to keep repeating myself. You can investigate that. I'll be covering it again in the board management series I'm doing, but I also showed you how ways to finish on treble 19s as well, and 113 is on that. So that's my approach to number 133. I'm not thinking, oh my god, I've got to learn 133. I'm just knowing I'm throwing treble 20 and I'm just putting 40 onto 33, and I've gone away and I've learned 73 instantly. I absolutely know what 73 would be, and I know what it would be if I miss the treble and hit the big number on 73. So that's the level you need to get to. Okay, so that's my advice. All I can do is advise you what I've done, and it all makes sense to me. Anyway, so I hope I'm helping someone. So that's number 133. So on to the final example of the day, number 134. Again, we're going to approach this really sensibly and have a plan. We're going to throw a treble 20, and the formula, you put 40 onto the last 2 digits. So 40 onto 34, you've revealed your golden 44 number of 74. And the 2 ways to take out 74, you're going to go treble 18, which is 54. I certainly would for double 10. It's also a first dart indicator. So treble 14 for double 16. So a lot of players will go that way. Now, of course, hitting the big 18. Let's cover this miss rule. Hitting the big 18 would leave 56, and hitting the big 14 would leave 60. I just want to cover that. Okay. And now on our very first dart, if we're going for treble 20, we may well hit big 20. So we put that into our practice routine. So 20 off 134 is 114, and we'll be approaching how to go which treble to start with, treble 20, treble 19, and so forth in my board management course on that one. Okay, now 134 wouldn't be 134 without mentioning throwing at treble 19s for this. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning it is because a lot of people will throw 2 treble 19s to finish on double 10. Now, let's show you how that works. So the formula for treble 19, you add on 43 onto the last 2 digits. So you'd be putting 43 onto 34. Now, if that's hard, just put 40 onto 34. 74, add 3 more on just before it gets to the end of your mental Rolodex, and that's 77. Okay. You've got 2 darts, two darts to take out 77. I'd go treble 19 because that's 50. Well, this is how you would do it, of course. On this approach, when you go into treble 19s, is treble 19 for double 10. Hitting the big 19 would leave 58. But if you really, if you have 77 left and you really must finish on double 16s, you can go treble 15 for double 16. But anyway, so that's an additional little point there. But that's my approach for number 134, and it's really quite easy. Don't think about learning 134. Just think about putting 40 or 43, depending on which way you want to go, onto the last 2 digits and learning that 74 or that 77. These are why these golden 44 numbers are everything. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Come in next time. We've got more examples using this formula, and just having it clear in your head. Every little bit of practice helps, right? More board management, working out which is the best treble to go to start your checkout routine with. And I'm also going to do some fancy dart finishes, and also how to create your own, how to instantly see, well, not instantly, well, maybe instantly, depends what level you're at, to see a decent fancy way to be flashy when you're playing darts. Why not? Anyway, so thanks for watching. Take care for now.